How's it going, guys? I'm CTM Amygdala, and welcome back to another Call of Duty Warzone video. In today's video, I'm going to be covering some patch notes that just released today, covering some stuff like the Hunt for Adler event, and also fixing some glitch spots within the game. So if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to click that like button, and also don't forget to subscribe as we're on our way to 300. So the first thing that we got with these updates were some small fixes in the more general category. So for example, the first and second circles within the Resurgence game mode has been reduced. And then end of game open microphone in respawn game modes like Plunder has also been turned off to take away a lot of that like random talking and just people yelling at each other and stuff. So all that's been updated and was originally supposed to come out with Season 3, but for whatever reason it actually didn't, but is all now in the game. We also have some fixes for like glitches and stuff that might not happen as common as some of these bigger ones I'm going to read off a little bit later. And for example, some of these include things like the R1 Shadowhunter crossbow has had its reload audio restored so you can actually hear it reloading. They also fixed a bug that did not allow players to actually jump from the plane while they were in the Battle Royale practice mode against bots and stuff. And then we also saw the explosion in the back of Verdansk where the Ural Mountains are supposed to be. That has been restored so it no longer like shimmies when you like move your crosshairs back and forth, and it will now just kind of stay still. And then on top of that, they also fixed a bug where the Modern Warfare Razor Wire submachine gun blueprint could actually appear in loot boxes. And as we know from the patch notes from the original Season 3 update, Modern Warfare weapons are no longer supposed to be in the game as ground loot or obtainable from chests. The only way to get Modern Warfare weapons right now is from picking them up throughout your loadout box. So as of right now, every single gun in the game is supposed to be Black Ops Cold War based. However, one did slip through the cracks, and that has just gotten adjusted with this patch update today. We also had a bug fix where the Epic M82 semi-auto sniper rifle was actually incorrectly labeled as a thermal when it actually is not, so they just kind of updated the wording on that to make it fix what it actually is. And then the last thing that they did that was a little bit more minor was they fixed a bug that would cause a gas mask overlay to remain permanently on the player's screen. And I'm sure that's not a minor bug. It actually sounds pretty bad, like constantly having your gas mask on your screen like cracked and stuff at all times. However, it wasn't one that was very popular, which is why I'm saying it's minor, because it wasn't affecting a lot of the community and it wasn't a very big problem that really needed to be solved. But now I'm going to get into some of the bigger ones. So the first really big thing that came with this update today in terms of bug fixes and stuff like that is going to include a patch for the Hunt for Adler event, where a lot of the challenges were being unable to be completed within Warzone. So essentially what they did was they made it so if you pick up those little like ski mask challenges, they will now actually track towards your progress for the Hunt for Adler. So you guys can actually go in and unlock that Adler skin as of today now. And then they also fixed a bug with this that would also lead the crates for the Adler event. The crates would sometimes spawn outside of the playable area of the map. Like sometimes they would go out into the gas and stuff when you would pick them up. So they adjusted that to make sure that the Adler crates will always spawn within the main play area when you start doing those challenges. So these are both really good updates. And they also actually mentioned that the Adler event will also likely be extended because it does expire in 1 day as of right now. And I'm sure a lot of players are not going to be able to get these done in just 1 day because there's going to be a lot of people flocking to them and everybody's going to be trying to get these done since it's the last day and they've just been fixed. So you can only just now start unlocking the Adler skin. So they're definitely going to be extending that. And they mentioned on their Twitter page that they're likely going to be doing something to kind of fix this whole issue and give back to the community. So I don't know if this is going to be just extending the event, which is likely what's going to happen, but I'm thinking they could also do something where they maybe give us something along with it, or they could just give us the skin for free for people who weren't able to complete it in time because of the event being glitched. So we really don't know yet exactly what is going on with that, but we do know that you can now complete the Hunt for Adler event. And the easiest way to do this is actually going to be hopping into Plunder, because when you're playing Plunder, the caches don't actually go away when you die. So you can die, respawn, and then glide straight to the next crate that you need to go get to complete the Hunt for Adler challenges. And the easiest way to get these Hunt for Adler challenges done is going to be going in and playing Plunder, because you do respawn in Plunder, and when you die, the crates for the Hunt for Adler challenge does not actually disappear. So as soon as you die, you can actually fly into the next crate and go pick it up right away, die again, fly into the second crate, die a third time, fly into the third crate, and then you've completed that whole section of that challenge. And essentially for the Hunt for Adler challenge, exactly what you have to do is you have to open up 3 crates in 3 different areas, which will consist of farmland, summit, and factory. And each of these locations, you have to open up 3 different crates that are specifically labeled as Adlers, and you can start the challenge by picking up the challenge icon in each of those specific areas, and it will look like a little guy with the ski mask. It's really hard to miss. It's the only challenge that has not been there previously. And if you go do that in all 3 of the locations, you'll be able to unlock an exclusive Adler skin. So definitely be sure to go get that done before the event actually does go away. So now the last thing that they did was they fixed some of the locations that actually allowed players to get outside of the map. So this was primarily based around the stadium. Before, in the earlier days of Season 3, players were being able to glitch underneath stadium. I never really did research on it, so I don't know how they were doing it. But all we know is people were doing it, and a lot of pro players and stuff were just completely staying away from stadium for that specific reason, because people would just hang out underneath stadium and kill anybody that would run above, because you're pretty much invincible down there, but you could also see people on the surface. So they ended up fixing that, which is good, and that's really the last thing that they fixed. However, they did also say that they're looking at fixing some guns that are currently the meta right now, and they specifically mentioned the CR56 Amax, the Fara 83, and the Bullfrog. So we likely know what's coming for all of these. Fara is likely getting a damage nerf because the damage on it's really high. The Amax is likely also getting a damage nerf, since the damage on that is also extremely high. And then the Bullfrog is likely getting a reduction to its headshot damage, because the Bullfrog isn't that amazing when you're not getting headshots, but you mix just 1 or 2 headshots into the mix with the Bullfrog and you're just instantly deleting people, which is why a lot of people and top streamers and stuff are saying that the Bullfrog is right up there with the Fara as of right now, as long as you can hit just a couple of headshots. But it looks like all 3 of those guns are going to be getting some sort of adjustment within the next couple of updates. So definitely be on the lookout for that. And I'm honestly kind of disappointed about that. I really like all 3 of these guns, and particularly the Amax and the Fara. Those are the 2 that I primarily use outside of the Krig, which, as you can see, I'm using right now in this gameplay. I'm using the Krig and the Fara. However, having 2 of those guns nerfed, and I personally don't really feel any of these are in particularly overpowered. I just feel like they're a little bit better in their own way. Like for the CR56, that gun took me a really, really long time to get good with, because the recoil line is so high. But I feel like people are starting to complain because a lot of people are playing more and they're getting used to the gun. And the devs are just in love with just fixing and buffing and nerfing stuff. And since a lot of people have gone good with this gun, they're probably going to just nerf this thing into the ground, because it's got a very high skill ceiling, while also being very good once you're good with the gun. And then the last thing that they said they're going to be adjusting is the aim down sight firing speed. So with these Cold War weapons, you're no longer going to be able to like strafe around and bunny hop super duper duper quickly. And they're just going to nerf the overall movement speed while you're aim down sights and firing. And that's also going to be coming within a future update. So that's really going to wrap up the video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.